Hello and welcome to my poor financial decisions. Behind me is the latest one. Might not actually be a poor financial decision. I did spend more on it than I really think I needed to, should have, but I was in a situation, kind of needed something to drive, and I have some uses for it down the road. Let's go take a look at it. So we have here a 1998 GMC Suburban 2500. You can see we got the invisible trailer mirrors. We have a deer catcher, which I almost got to test that out the other day. Brakes on this are not spectacular. We have some Cooper Discovery version somethings. Discoverer tires that need to be rotated because they're cupping pretty bad in the front here. So, there's a good suspension problem there someplace. All right, we have running boards that are actually attached and work, or steps, whatever you want to call them. Being in New York, that's not a common thing. Let's see here. Walk around. It's actually a fairly clean truck. Considering how old it is, and that it's in New York, it's actually pretty clean. There is some rust back here on the taillights and the tailgate. Might get that taken care of this summer. I think parts of this has been repainted. I don't know if the whole thing was. I have a whole bunch of documentation. I've gone through about half of it. Summit stickers. They're 5 horsepower a piece. So I named this beast Stovepipe Charlie. Now you might be wondering, well, damn, that's a weird ass name. Why'd you name it that? Well, just a second here, I'll show you. Now, when I bought this thing, I crawled under it like I am now to see how much of the frame was gone. Which, surprisingly, like I said, it's a pretty solid truck. But I'm laying under here. Well, I was on the other side than where I am now, so might not be able to see it. Hell, it might not even be still there. But anyway, I was looking, and I saw that. Now, if you're not familiar with that, that's Duravent. Now, Duravent is pellet stove vent pipe. In this case, it's the flexible flavor. So, I'm laying under it, and I said to the guy, he said, "Is that pellet stove pipe for exhaust on this?" And first he said the previous owner must have done it. And then he said, "Yeah, I'll own up to that one." Something about he was driving, it was loud and his kids were tired of the noise. So he cobbed something together on the road to quiet it down. But I turned around and said to him, I said, "Geez, I must own this already." Because that's something I would do. So, Fabricable approved. So yeah, I crawled under here, looked at that. I believe the cats are gone. There's some other things that plugs that aren't plugged into anything. I have no idea what they are, and it doesn't seem to prohibit it from driving. So at this point, I don't care what they are. All right, well, this ground is cold, so I am going to go. We'll look at the engine. It's got a 454. Vortec 454. Yep, it's an engine. It runs. It uses a lot of gas. I don't know what more to say about it. It's got a new alternator, AC, idler pulley. It's had some work done to it. Maintenance was pretty well kept up on this, from what I can tell. We have a Energy Power Extreme Automotive maintenance free battery. Okay, yeah, well, there's battery. So yeah, I haven't done anything on this. And in here, I looked at it when I bought it. I checked the oil. I had some. It was clean. It tasted fine. So I called it good. I bought the thing. Let me backtrack on that story a little bit. So as you guys know, well, if you actually watch anything I post, the Eagles Down has some problems, leaking a bunch of oil. So I was looking for something to drive. In the meantime, I was going to be driving my wife's car because she works from home, so she doesn't really need it during the day. I was going to drive that and until I found something. Well, something came up. She needed her car. So I had to find something. Well, this happened to pop up on Marketplace right at the time. And at first I kind of ignored it. Then I decided to go take a look at it. Well, I went out and took a look at it. She drove me out to meet the guy. I was looking at it. She had to go. So basically my choices were buy it or walk home. 15 miles. So I decided to buy it. I gave $4,000 for it. I think it's too much. It's got 210,000 miles on it, at least it did when I bought it. On the second engine and transmission. In 2018, according to the paperwork, a new crate engine was put in this. And from what I've been told, the body itself has over 400,000 miles on it. But everything seems to be well maintained and it's clean. So I guess it doesn't matter. It starts up, it runs, it drives. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. There's definitely some issues with it that will need to be addressed. And eventually I will do that. Now, one of the main reasons I bought this monstrosity of a vehicle is for several years now, I've been talking, I need to buy something that I can tow crap home with. Perfect example, this summer, I bought the 74 Hornet, the 2 Eagles, and the Rambler that are back there. And I had no way to get them home. The guy was nice enough to bring me the Hornet for $50, and then I have a client that has a bunch of rollbacks, and they were nice enough to go bring home those 3 other cars for me, and in exchange for some work on their computers. So but I hate asking people for favors or trying to do that in trades and stuff like that. And so I finally decided to pull the trigger on something, and what better than an old Chevy 54 or 454 3/4 ton to drag shit home with. So that's the reason behind this. It actually seems to be a pretty good vehicle. Like I said, turn the key, starts up, it goes, heat works. It's got heated seats, all that good stuff. I'm not complaining about it really too bad at all. I've been driving it for 2 weeks now, going on 3 since And you know, it's been good. It's great. It's got the extra seat. So when I have the children of not mine, my niece and nephew, friends and of theirs and everything, we like to go to the water park in the summertime, and well, we pack up a bunch of kids to go with us. So having a vehicle that, you know, 8 can ride comfortably in is nice, and so forth. Look here, we got tow balls and a snaggle hook, and we got a locking receiver pin that I don't have a key for, that I noticed. So I'm gonna completely forget that that's got a lock on it, and I'm gonna have to hook a trailer up to it, and it's gonna be the wrong ball size, and I'm gonna be completely SOL. But you know, live and learn. So here's the back. We have third seat. We have some kicker speakers, brand new in the box. We have what's a disassembled gauge cluster that was in a box that got moved around and then obviously fell out of there. I'm guessing they put a new gauge cluster in it when the new motor went in, so it had accurate miles for the motor. It's got dual climate, or rear climate, I should say, which my daughter thinks that's absolutely great. It's the first vehicle we've ever had that has heat to the rear. And she likes hanging out in the back and riding along. So here in just a minute, we'll move up to the front. All right, so we have a very 90s GM interior. It's funny, the last GM I owned was a 96 GMC Sonoma. So very similar. This is just way more fancy. And let's see if I can, as you can see, door pins are absolutely hammered. So, you know, that's fun to close. You got to beat it like a redheaded stepchild to get it shut. We got genuine leather seats, heat, lumbar, which I don't think works. Everything else does. Up, down, forward, backward. All that good stuff. These seats are not original to the vehicle. From what I've been told, at least I highly doubt that they would be, considering this has over 400,000 miles on the body. We have, I don't know if that's the standard column or not. It seems like this thing would originally had audio controls on the steering wheel, but maybe it's too old for that. I don't know. Let's see, what other goodies do we got in here? We have brake controller. So someone was towing with this at one point. We have the factory GM radio and a CD player. Yeah, whoopee. I think that's probably one of the first things I'm going to do on this is put an aftermarket stereo in here. Not a lot more to see. Lights, rear climate control, garage doors opener. But this vehicle has one of the most, or how do I want to say this? This vehicle has the best option add-on ever. I had a 2010 Nissan Frontier that also had this, but I was super stoked when I found out that this had it as well. Now, this is something you absolutely cannot beat. It has, ladies and gentlemen, a taco holder. There's nothing better in life than driving down the road and be like, hey, I want a taco. And you press that button, and out comes a taco. So that's going to about wrap it up for this video. Yeah, the sun's shining in. I didn't think this through. So you can see the bottom half of my face. That's about it. At least you can watch me enjoy my taco. Best automotive invention ever. Save that for later. Well, here it is, folks. My 98 Suburban 2500 that I bought for $4,000. It runs, it drives. I haven't done anything to it. I know it'll need work. I'll get to it eventually. Currently working on my Eagle. I'm filming that as well. So pretty soon here, you should see some updates on that. A little cold. Yeah. Anyway, tell me what you think. Did I pay too much for it? Yeah, I think I did. But I don't know. What do you think? See you next time. Go get some tacos.